Alright guys, this is hole 33. We have quite a hike down to get through the water, so I'm going to grab a few essential things and then we'll head down to the water. Okay, so the parking area is up there somewhere, and then you have to walk all the way around this little mountain, and then we finally made it to the fishing spot. As you guys can see, nice, clear, open. It's quite a walk to get here, so for the people that always ask, this is not an easy accessible spot. Lots of people rather tend to go to the banks on the other side. That is Upper Government Wash on that side. I don't know if you guys can see on the camera the little RVs and stuff. You have access all the way to the water, so people tend to go there rather than walking all the way. But there's always people on that side, not that many people fishing on this side. Okay guys, so now that we finally reached the fishing spot, I can finally tell you guys what this video is about and what I'm doing out here. Now, some of the trees around us are already starting to bloom. We have little critters starting to come out of hibernation, starting to run around again, which of course signals that spring is here or around the corner. Now, in my opinion, spring in Nevada or in Las Vegas is something that tends to happen on a Thursday afternoon. What I mean by that is you have these cold fronts coming through, so you have warm days and cold days, warm days and cold days. It's a kind of struggle between the two, and then you have one good day that's spring, and then the next morning you wake up and it's summer. It gets hot really quick and stays hot. For that reason, I don't really know how the fish act during spring. This will be my first spring fishing here, and spring is supposed to be a good time for doing bass fishing, as most of the fish tend to come up shallow for the spawning season. This is also a very good time to catch your personal best bass and stuff like that. So what I'm going to try and do today is to test the waters, see how it's going, see if the fish already started moving up. I know it's still a bit early, but we are having warmer weather, and with the waters of Lake Mead rising that much, you tend to get bass coming up earlier if the water rises that much, and Lake Mead's water temperatures seem to be rising a lot faster than the rest of the ponds in Las Vegas. So that's why I want to try out and test to see whether I can get any of these pre-spawn bass while they're fattening up for the spawn season. A reason why I chose this particular spot, we have the Las Vegas wash, or the waters from Las Vegas coming in here. This is the mouth opening to Lake Mead, bringing in nutrients and warmer water, so this would be a good place for the fish to start coming to try and find food for the pre-spawn. Because there is always the possibility of having no largemouth bass or smallmouth bass up in these shallow waters yet, I'm also going to set up one rod with some anchovies to see if I can get some of the stripers. I am seeing lots of activity in the water, lots of fish jumping. I do think these are carp. I'm not going to try and target them today, but let's see what fish we can get. Alright guys, so I have my rod set up there with some anchovies. Hopefully something shows up for that, but that's going to be the side project. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be throwing around some lures, testing for the bass. Because this is the first time I'm fishing this location, I see lots of trees around, but I don't know where the structures are underwater. For that reason, I'm not starting off with my most expensive lure, starting off with the cheapest ones, so that if I do lose them, it's not the end of the world, but at least I can get a feel for the place and a lay of the land to understand where these fish are and how to target them. Right, so let's get to it. There we go, guys. Fish on and fish off. All right, let's rebait and try again. All right, guys, I think we have a fish on. There we go, guys. Our first little striper for today. This one's hooked nice in the corner of the mouth. Nice little striper. This one has a bite mark on his back. Not going to keep them today. At least we didn't get skunked. We got our fish. And we're going to quickly let this one go. And there he goes. Alright guys, so the backup plan was to catch some stripers, as they're also a bass, but we at least got that little one for now. So I'm going to shift my focus over to try and getting some bass on lures at the moment. Still going to have that one of anchovies in the water, see if I can catch any more. But I'm going to switch over to different lures and see if I can find any bass on the lures. Alright guys, I tried a couple of different square bulls, some lipless cranks and some other crankbaits. Haven't had any luck on any bass yet. So does that mean the bass are not in the shallows yet? Quite possible. It may also be that these moving baits are way too quick for them to commit to. So I'm going to swap over to a little football jig with some craw imitations, see perhaps if they will go for something slow and sluggish on the bottom. So let's see if we can get anything on stuff like craws and worms. Of course, this is a lot more riskier with all the snags on the bottom. That's why I'm swapping to my braid setup. Braid is easier for fish to see, but hopefully in these murky type of conditions they will be a bit more forgiving for having braid on here. Alright guys, swap to anchovies on my bait caster as well. So this one is not on a lure, but I believe we have another fish on here. Here we are guys, our second striper for today. Alright guys, second little striper for today. This one's got some mud on him from the mud on the ground, but I'm quickly going to release this one. That was the first striper caught on my bait caster. It was exciting to figure out how it feels to fight a fish on that one as well. So let's quickly release this guy. Strange to see these fish don't go over these trees, they go underneath the trees, but they make a beeline for the deep water right away. Alright guys, it is midday. I've used a couple of different lures to try and catch some bass. Haven't had a bite on any of the different lures and stuff that I've used. But later on I will try that again. For the moment, I'm going to use both my rods with some anchovies to see if I can catch some more stripers. Most of my striper catches have actually been afternoon, so I'm going to use my 2 rods now to try and catch some stripers while I'm quickly going to go and have some lunch. Well, I'm not going to go anywhere. I brought a little picnic along to have my lunch here at the lake. So while I'm eating, hopefully some fish will also want to be eating. Alright guys, I got another one here. Just need to untangle my line first. Alright guys, so after untangling, let's quickly land this fish. Alright guys, had a couple of misses. Finally got this one. Gonna quickly release him. And there he goes. Alright guys, we seem to have a fish on this one. This line was tangled, and the moment I try to pick up the slack, it seems that we have a fish on here. Also hooked in the corner of the mouth. All that means is this fish wasn't going to get off that easy. And there we have it guys. Kind of lost count. I think this is number 4, maybe 5, but I think 4. Let's quickly go release this one. But I prefer to rather release them safely. Hence I'm walking to the shallower water to release them. Seems kind of confused, but he's swimming away. Alright guys, we have another fish on again. There we are guys, another little striper. This one I'm quickly gonna take a measurement of. Alright, so that's 43 centimeters. 43 centimeters, that's going to be something like 17 or 18 inches. Alright, and 1.74 pounds. That's 0.7 kilograms. That's about the standard size, I think, of these guys, and about the size that they all seem to be that I'm getting today. Let's release this little guy. There he goes. Switching back to my little light setup. We have a little spinner at the moment, trying to see if something like that can grab the attention of some bass. Okay guys, fish on. Ooh. Forgot about the bushes. This one's hooked in the top of his mouth, luckily before the guts and everything, so should be fine. Alright guys, probably going to be my last little striper for today. Quickly going to release this guy. Going to release him on this side. And off he goes. Alright guys, turns out I wasn't the only person mad enough today to come and try and find bass. Lots of people out on boats trying to find them. There were one or two other people walking around casting all different types of lures to try and find some bass. Sadly, however, after trying spinners, worms, crankbaits, kind of trying everything, I didn't manage to get one single bite from any largemouth bass. Did manage to get quite a few bites from the little stripers, caught a few of them, so at the end of the day I'm not complaining. It was a good day fishing, but I did not manage to get any of the largemouth bass. So yet again I have to throw it over to you guys and ask you guys what time of the year you guys tend to find the bass here at Lake Mead. This place where I'm fishing, quite a lot of good structure, a lot of trees, a lot of rocks. Seems like a perfect place for the bass to be. Perhaps I'm just here too early. I would like to hear from you guys. If you can go down in the comments below and tell me what time of the year you guys normally start catching the bass here in Lake Mead. Alright guys, but that's going to be it for this video. Please do hit the big red subscribe button and join my community. Subscribe to my channel, it does help me out a lot. Remember to hit the little bell icon if you want to get notified of when I upload videos. I upload videos on a weekly basis, so if you don't want to miss that, hit the little bell icon. Thank you guys for liking, commenting, and I'll see you next time.